Hello dear students. So today I am going to discuss about lens. Already this term is familiar for you peoples. In your lower classes already you have learnt about this optical medium. So lens is the optical medium because it allows light to pass through it. And in our day-to-day life we are using the lens in case of camera, in case of binocular, in case of spectacles. The reason is to get a magnified image depending upon the condition. So sometimes we are going to get a magnified image, sometimes we are going to get the diminished image. So we will discuss this thing in next class. So first let us discuss about the basic terms related with lens and types of lenses. The first, the definition of lens. So lens, it is bounded by two surfaces. It is a homogeneous optical medium that is of uniform density, bounded by two spherical surfaces. There is no need to say those two surfaces must be spherical. So in general it is made up of two surfaces of which at least one is spherical. So on the basis of that we are going to categorize the lens into different types: biconvex, biconcave, plano-convex, plano-concave, concavo-convex, convexo-concave, like that. The first, note on the definition of lens. It is the homogeneous optical medium bounded by two surfaces of which at least one is spherical. So let us consider the different types of lenses. Types of lenses. First one, convex lens. So this is known as convex lens or biconvex lens. Biconcave lens. Plano-convex. plano concave, concavo convex, convexo concave. See here. So in these cases, optical medium is made up of two surfaces of at least one is spherical. Here both the surfaces are spherical. Here one surface is spherical, another one is plane. Spherical, plane, spherical, spherical. Therefore, the homogeneous optical medium bounded by two surfaces of which at least one is spherical. So this is known as biconvex lens. Biconvex lens, because here convex shape. So basically lens is bounded by two surfaces, that is so here two surfaces are nothing but two optical media. So here it is made up of two spherical surfaces, and here these two spherical surfaces are convex towards a rarer medium. Just imagine yourself, surrounding medium is air or vacuum, it is made up of glass. So here these two spherical surfaces convex towards a rarer medium, and hence the name of this combination is biconvex lens. And similarly, in this combination, concave shape of two surfaces, concave shape of two spherical surfaces towards a rarer medium, and hence name of this combination is bi, means two, concave lens, biconvex lens, this one biconcave lens. Biconcave lens, and here so one side is plane and another side, so that is a convex shape towards a rarer medium. Therefore, name of this combination is plano convex lens. Plano convex lens, and name of this combination. So one side is plane, another side is a spherical. So here concave shape of the spherical surface towards a rarer medium, and hence name of this combination is plano concave lens. Plano concave lens. This one, you just observe the thickness. So here thickness is minimum in this case. In this case here thickness is maximum. So thickness is minimum, that is in case of concave lens. So here concave means thinner at the middle than the edges, thicker at the middle than at the edges, thicker at the middle, thinner at the edges, thinner at the middle, thicker at the edges, convex, concave. So here at the middle thickness is minimum as compared with these two combination. Among these two combination, thickness is minimum at the middle is in case of biconcave lens. But this shape is like a concave lens. Actually it is a convex. But thickness at the middle is minimum. And hence name of this combination is thickness is minimum, thickness is minimum, concavo convex lens. So name of this combination concavo convex lens. Here thickness is maximum, that is in case of convex. Therefore name of this combination is convexo concave lens. So it is quite easy to write the name of this combination. Minimum thickness, that is in case of concave, and hence we are going to use the term at first concavo convex lens. So here thickness is maximum, that is in case of convex, and hence name of this combination is convexo concave lens. Convexo concave lens. So these are the different types of lenses. So depending upon the situation, so we are going to use the required type of lenses. And some basic terms in case of lenses. Basic terms. So we should understand this term. So in case of lenses, the first one is principal focus. Principal focus. So here in case of convex or concave lens, when a parallel light beam is made to pass through this convex lens, after refraction, because this one is optical medium, after refraction it produces convergent beam of light, that is convex lens. It produces convergent beam of light, and hence this convex lens is also known as converging lens, because when a parallel light beam is made to pass through this lens, it converges the light rays. So in case of convex, principal axis, light rays parallel to the principal axis, direction of incident light rays. After refraction, these two refracted light rays converge to a point on the principal axis. Direction of refracted light rays. This point on the principal axis is known as principal focus, and it is represented by F. And in case of concave lens, incident light rays, direction of incident light rays. After refraction, it produces divergent beam of light. Direction of refracted light rays. But divergent light rays, they never meet with each other after providing these two light rays in forward direction. By extrapolating these two light rays in backward direction, that means by proceeding these two light rays in backward direction, it appears as if these two light rays are emerging from a point on the principal axis. That point is known as principal focus. So that is in case of biconcave lens. Here, in case of a convex lens, after refraction, a refracted light rays converge to a point on the principal axis. That point is known as principal focus. And in case of concave, after refraction, it produces divergent beam of light. After proceeding these two light rays in backward direction, it appears as if the light rays are emerging from a point on the principal axis. That point is known as principal focus. And there are two principal foci in case of lenses. Here, direction of a light beam is left to right. Then we will get the principal focus on the right side of this optical medium. If the direction of this light beam is right to left, then we will get principal focus on left side of this optical medium. For that reason, lens has two principal foci. Then how to identify these two principal foci? If suppose principal focus is on the side of a real object, that principal focus is known as primary principal focus. The principal focus on the side of a real object, that principal focus is known as primary principal focus. Another side is known as secondary principal focus. So I think there is no need to write the definition, you just remember. So what actually is the meaning of principal focus in case of convex and concave? So it produces convergent beam. For that reason, this convex lens is also known as converging lens. Converging lens. So this is known as diverging lens. So there are two principal foci. The principal focus on the side of real object. A real object is known as primary principal focus. The side of a real object. The principal focus on the side of another side of the lens is known as secondary principal focus. On other side of the lens is known as secondary principal focus. So on the side of real object, that is known as primary principal focus, and the other side of the lens is known as a secondary principal focus. In general, the primary principal focus, it is represented by f subscript 1, and here f subscript 2, secondary principal focus. And two radii of curvature, because it is bounded by two spherical surfaces. Just imagine yourself, by proceeding this spherical surface, first spherical surface. First means the light beam at which strikes the spherical surface. The light beam at which strikes the spherical surface, that spherical surface is known as first spherical surface. That means here this light beam meets the this spherical surface at first. Therefore, this is our first spherical surface. By proceeding this first spherical surface, we will get an imaginary sphere like this. By proceeding second spherical surface, we will get an imaginary sphere like this. The combination of these two optical media, that gives a lens. That means it is here, in case of convex, it is bounded by two convex spherical surfaces. Radius of curvature of this spherical surface, radius of curvature of this spherical surface. So radius of curvature of this spherical surface is known as R1, and in another side of the lens is known as R2, as like as F1 and F2. So this is our first spherical surface. By proceeding this one, we will get an imaginary sphere. Let us say this one be the center of that sphere. That is C. And like this, by proceeding this one, we will get another center of curvature of second spherical surface. and focal length so focal length it is represented by small f. Okay, before going to discuss about this one, first try to understand optical center. Optical center. Till now, for us, pole is familiar. According to Cartesian sign convention, all distances are measured from the pole. But in case of lens, it is bounded by two surfaces. Therefore, it is not possible to consider pole as the reference point to measure all the distances. And then so we are going to consider optical center to measure all the distances like focal length, object distance, image distance. And what is the meaning of this optical center? So let us consider a convex lens. So in case of a biconvex lens, incident light ray so this is our incident light ray, direction of incident light ray, rarer to denser, it bends away from the towards the normal, direction of a refracted light ray, direction of emergent light ray, actual path of incident light ray. So this is the actual path of incident light ray in the absence of this optical medium, direction of emergent light ray. See here, in this convex lens, when a light ray is made to pass through this convex lens, it undergoes a refraction. Inside this lens, the refracted light ray meets the principal axis at this point. This point is known as optical center. So this is our reference point in case of lens to measure all the distances. When a light ray is made to pass through the lens, the refracted light ray meets the principal axis at some point. That point is known as optical center, or the point inside the lens. The point inside the lens at which a refracted light ray meets the principal axis. So that point is known as optical center. It may be anywhere within this lens. There is no rule to say this optical center must be at the center of this optical medium. It may be anywhere within this lens. That depends upon a radii of curvature of these two spherical surfaces. That depends on radii of curvature of these two spherical surfaces. See here, when the light ray is made to pass through this optical medium, there is a lateral shift in the path of emergent light ray. So there is a lateral shift in path of emergent light ray. If suppose by decreasing the thickness of this lens, then this distance decreases. When the thickness decreases at certain instant, the path of emergent light ray approaches the actual path of incident light ray. During that instant, there is no deviation. Then that lens is known as thin lens. In most of the cases, in upcoming derivations or concepts in the lenses, always we are going to prefer thin lens. So in order to avoid the mathematical steps, we are going to prefer thin lens, because when the light ray is made to pass through that thin lens, there is no deviation. It proceeds without any deviation. In case of that lens, when a light is made to pass through the optical center, then that light ray proceeds without any deviation. So here a point inside the lens at which a refracted ray meets the principal axis. So here principal axis means segment passing through center of curvature and optical center. Center of curvature of one spherical surface, center of curvature of another spherical surface, optical center, line passing through center of curvature and optical center. This line is known as principal axis. So that point is known as optical center. Then thin lens. Here, in case of this biconvex lens, there is a lateral displacement. By reducing the thickness of this lens, this lateral displacement decreases, and finally this emergent light ray approaches the path of incident light ray. Then that lens is known as thin lens. So here thin lens is nothing but lens whose thickness is negligibly small, whose thickness is negligibly small, compared with its radii of curvature. Here radii plural, not a radius of curvature, radii, because it is bounded by two surfaces, radii of curvature. Then that lens is known as thin lens. Then in case of a thin lens, if light ray is made to pass through optical center, principal axis, so this point is optical center. If light ray is made to pass through this optical center, then this light ray proceeds without any deviation. Direction of incident light ray, direction of refracted light ray, direction of emergent light ray. Similarly, in case of thin concave lens, light ray proceeds without any deviation. Direction of incident light ray, direction of refracted light ray, direction of emergent light ray. So try to remember this concept. So in case of thin lens, when the light ray is made to pass through the optical center, then that light ray proceeds without any deviation. So another term, aperture. Already we know that definition for this aperture, that is diameter of circular boundary of the lens is known as aperture. And focal length. Focal length, it is represented by small f. The distance between optical center and principal focus. The distance between optical center and principal focus, that distance is known as focal length. So let us consider a biconvex lens. When a parallel light beam is made to pass through this optical medium, after refraction, it produces convergent beam of light. So this point is known as principal focus. Let us say this point is optical center. So here O be the optical center. The distance between optical center. So in case of lens, this is our reference point to measure all the distances. So here distance between optical center and the principal focus, this distance is known as focal length. Distance between optical center and principal focus in case of convex, concave or in any type of lenses. So another one is conjugate foci. So this is another term, conjugate foci. So conjugate foci means there are pair of 2 points. The pair of points on the principal axis at which object at the one point produces image at another point. So those pair of points are known as conjugate foci. So again, in case of lenses, we are going to use same Cartesian sign convention. So instead of pole, we are going to use the term optical center. So already we know that those Cartesian sign convention. Again, I will not write those sign conventions here. So in case of this lens, Cartesian sign convention, so here reference point is optical center. So all distances measured from the optical center along the principal axis. First rule. Second rule is if the distances measured in the direction of incident light are taken as positive, and third one, if the distances measured in the direction opposite to the incident light are taken as negative, and fourth one, upward distances perpendicular to the principal axis, upward distances perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive, downward distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as negative. Same conditions, instead of that pole we are going to use optical center to measure all the distances. Then next, rules for drawing the images in case of lenses. Again we are going to use certain rules to draw the images in case of lenses depending upon position of the object. Rules for drawing the images. Rules for drawing the images. So let us consider convex lens. So in case of convex lens, principal axis, if light ray is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, a refracted light ray meets principal focus. So this point is known as principal focus. Similarly, in case of a concave lens, if light ray is parallel to the principal axis, direction of incident light, then after refraction it produces a light ray by proceeding that light ray in backward direction. That light ray meets the principal axis at principal focus. That is a principal focus of this optical medium. See here, there are two principal foci. Those are equidistant from the optical center. The distance between optical center and first principal focus is equal to the distance between the optical center and second principal focus. That means these two principal foci are equidistant from the optical center. Convex lens, if light ray is made to pass through the optical center, then that light ray proceeds without any deviation. Because already I told to you peoples that here we are going to consider thin lens. So here thin convex lens, thin concave lens. The thickness of these two optical media are negligibly small as compared with the radii of curvature, and hence here this light ray proceeds without any deviation. In case of concave, So this point is known as optical center. Then this light ray proceeds without any deviation. If a light ray is made to pass through the principal focus, then after refraction, a refracted light ray is parallel to the principal axis. Similarly, in case of concave lens, here incident light ray is directed towards the principal focus because it has a virtual principal focus. Therefore, incident light ray is directed towards virtual principal focus. This is the virtual principal focus. Then after a refraction, it produces light ray parallel to the principal axis. So these are the rules. So we are going to use in lenses to plot the position of the image. So here when light ray is made to pass from first principal focus, then after refraction it produces a light ray which is parallel to the principal axis. Here directed towards the principal focus. Principal focus, principal focus. Okay, so now I am going to stop here. So next class I am going to discuss about the position of the image in case of lenses with respect to position of the objects by using these rules.